This is Alan Weaver and my channel on spirituality and tarot, um, hypnosis, even more recently. So, a variety of topics. And from the title of this video, it may not seem that uh, this is on the usual topic. Um, the three weirdest magic performances that I've done. But I think as I share the stories, it will ultimately relate to spirituality and tarot and the things I usually post about. So I think once I did post actually a magic trick that went along with a little bit of folk wisdom on the channel. But these are my three weirdest times performing stand up magic in front of an audience. Magic tricks, in other words. And the first one is a wedding in China. So when I was teaching English in China, I had a lot of chances to perform for classes and lectures on stage and various situations. But the strangest one was actually at the wedding celebration, and they had me up on the at the front. It was a big banquet in a hotel, as is customary there, and the bride and groom are making toasts and family are making speeches, but they wanted me to come up and do a magic trick. So I did, under those, to me, unusual circumstances, and I did the old trick where you take the torn pieces of the newspaper and restore them and show every page. And so that got a pretty good reaction. But interestingly, I found out later that, and this is I found it that at the time when I was there, um, up to about 10, 12 years up until 2010, at least during that time, the typical Chinese audience was very analytical, always trying to figure out um, how the tricks worked. And I later found out that they had videoed that sequence and had replayed it over and over again, trying to figure out how that trick was done. Um, and I was glad to know they hadn't figured that out. The second weird magic performance, at least I felt it so, was on stage at a very conservative church in the Bible Belt in the southeast here in Georgia. And this is an evangelical church. Uh, Many of the people thought watching Harry Potter was evil, of the devil. The When the performance was upcoming, um, I heard some people were I think one elder at the church insisted that it be called illusion and not magic, and so it was controversial um, uh, to even have that performance there of a magic trick. Um, so that's why that was weird. Um, but I was also um, invited back to play on that stage at a as a kind of warm up for a dinner theater they were having, and then um, another time to a Sunday school class for children. And this one I did get in trouble for. Maybe this is the weirdest one because it was the Halloween weekend, and I made the judgment of the poor decision to do the floating eyeball trick, and so it scared one of the I should have known better, frankly, but it scared one of the children, and I was called out for that. The number three weirdest magic performance for me was doing a trick for an online witches coven. And again, that it was welcomed and enjoyed by the practitioners who attended. I was actually I did a video on being a part of that coven some years ago. But I was later telling the story, or maybe it was in the comments on that video, um, someone commented that I was probably laughed at outright um, by those attending, by those watching. But no, everyone seemed to enjoy it. Uh, I'll throw in with that performance that I did a trick for a tarot card reader, also performing it just online, and it was on two occasions, and it was well received. And I suppose um, I won't call it counterintuitive, but I suppose on the surface it seems contradictory, maybe, to do magic tricks for witches or doing card tricks in the case of the tarot card reader. But it's not counterintuitive. Everyone deserves a little entertainment and fun in their lives. And besides, the real magic and the real divination can overlap sometimes. Um, I've found over the years it can actually overlap with the trickster energy of a performance. I have found some remarkable cases, um, but that's another video, I suppose. Well, thank you so much for viewing, and take care.